Richard, I want to welcome you again to another fantasy football video where we share your take on a few things. So this week I want to talk about the top 24 quarterbacks and their rankings and how you see it. So let's just get right to it. But before we get started, I want to share with everybody, if we don't cover a few of the quarterbacks or questions that people might have about their quarterbacks in week one, would you be willing to answer them through Twitter and tell us your Twitter account?
Absolutely. I'm always open for answering fantasy questions.
Okay, tell us what your Twitter handle is.
It's at RI Santamaria.
Okay. All right. I just want to tell everybody what we want to do a little bit different is we want to get through a lot of quarterbacks. We don't want to spend too much time talking about what we think about them. We just want to get to the nuts and bolts of it. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this video as we discuss more and more fantasy football. But our job is to get through this quickly. So let's get started. Richard, let's get going.
Okay, so we're going to start right off the top easy. Patrick Mahomes, right? He's going to be hosting the Houston Texans. He's number one. Number two, Lamar Jackson, who will be hosting the Browns. Then number three, Deshaun Watson, who will be at Kansas City. So I think that game's going to be a shootout. Watson Mahomes, Thursday night, is going to be amazing. Number four, Dak Prescott. Again, almost threw for 5,000 yards last year. Dallas they might run more with Zeke, but they're still going to lean on Prescott a lot. And he'll be playing at the Rams. Number five, I have Drew Brees. And then six, Tom Brady. They're going to be playing each other. Tampa Bay will be at New Orleans. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think Brees wants to, has something to prove, and so does Brady, right? Brady and his new team. So he's going to want to get off to a hot start. That's going to be a shootout. So I have them 5 and 6. Number 7, Russell Wilson. He will be at Atlanta. Number 8, Matt Ryan will be hosting Seattle. So those two, I think, are going to do well too. Number 9, Ben Roethlisberger. Great matchup. He's playing at the Giants. That's a suspect secondary. So I think Big Ben, yes, he didn't play most of last year, but I think he's going to come back. He's going to have a big game. He's got a lot of offensive weapons, and I think he's going to be the Big Ben of old. At number 10, we have Carson Wentz. I'm not a huge Wentz fan. He's a serviceable quarterback fantasy-wise, but he has a great matchup at Washington. Then number 11, Aaron Rodgers.
Real quick, why is everybody down on Aaron Rodgers this year?
It's one of those things. He's like the popular bus pick this year. He's 36. He threw for 4,000 yards last year, right? It was a down year, still threw for 4,000 yards. I think it was they found a lot of success giving the ball to Aaron Jones. So the offense was more balanced. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a comeback year. I like him a lot. And I have him here at number 11. And number 12, I have Jared Goff, who will be hosting the Cowboys. Goff threw for 4,600 yards last year. And people, with Jared Goff, it's everybody thinks he's shaky, mainly because of the body language, bad decisions he makes sometimes. But he passes a lot. And this is a good matchup for passing. Dallas also has a suspect secondary. Number 13, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, tough matchup. Here's a guy that everybody expects to take a step up, right? He's mobile. He's little, but he's mobile, accurate, but he's got a tough matchup at San Francisco. That's why he's all the way down to number 13. Number 14, a guy I think is very overrated, Josh Allen. His passing numbers are pedestrian. He passed for like 3,000 yards last year, right? But he runs a lot. So people are banking on that, right? They're banking on his mobility, the fact that he's going to get a lot of rushing yards. But I don't like Josh Allen in fantasy, period. So, but I have him here at 14 because he's got the Jets at home. Phillip Rivers is number 15. Phillip Rivers will be going to Jacksonville. Phillip Rivers threw 20 picks last year, right? But he threw for 4,600 yards. He likes to sling it, and he has weapons in Indianapolis. It's going to be a sneaky good offense.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a stellar season.
Number 16, Matt Stafford, tough matchup. He's at home, but he's playing Chicago's got a pretty good defense. But Matt Stafford has weapons, has Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay. He's going to put up a lot of yards this year. Number 17, Derek Carr will be going to Carolina. It's a good matchup. Derek Carr's iffy, but it's a good matchup. He has some new weapons in Henry Ruggs. Josh Jacobs is healthy. We'll see. Number 18. Okay, here's my first kind of surprise pick. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick at New England.
Ryan Fitzpatrick from the Miami Dolphins, you have him so high. You got to tell me why you got him so high.
Well, here's the thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, he put up pretty good numbers. He didn't start all season last year. Still put up decent numbers. He has a lot of weapons, right? He has Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Mike Gesicki, and now he's got a running game. It's going to be better than last year with Howard and Breida. So, and then you got to remember, people still say, oh my God, he's playing the Patriots. Patriots lost a lot of people to free agency, and then people that opted out. I mean, they lost their starting middle linebacker, one of their leaders on defense, right? Donta Hightower. They lost Patrick Chung, one of their leaders in the secondary. They both opted out. They lost Kyle Van Noy, another one of their leaders at linebacker, who went to the Dolphins. So this is not the same Patriots defense from last year. So I think Fitzpatrick has weapons. I don't think the New England defense is that good. If you're betting, I don't know what the number is. It was like the Dolphins were giving them 6 points. I like the Dolphins at New England. No, and then number 19, we have Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll be hosting Arizona. Jimmy put up decent numbers last year too, and that's a very good team in San Francisco. So I think 19 is a good spot for him. 20, Kirk Cousins. He'll be hosting the Green Bay Packers. Kirk Cousins, another guy that, always gets around 4,000 yards passing. He hasn't been putting huge numbers up, but he's consistent. Yeah. And that's a good offense with Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, the thing about
21.
The thing I think about Kirk Cousins is he always picks up steam toward the end of the season. He always starts off real slow.
This is true, and that's why I have him ranked 20th.
Yeah.
And 21st is Gardner Minshew. He'll be hosting Indianapolis. Gardner Minshew, they're on the bandwagon. Everybody thinks, this is going to be a fantasy-friendly team in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to be they're going to be bad, like just in general, right? And they're not going to do very well. So I don't know, but we'll see. Gardner Minshew, he's mobile. We'll see what he does. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying Gardner Minshew, being one of the top quarterbacks in the league this year. Yeah. Number 22, Daniel Jones. He'll be hosting Pittsburgh. Now, again, tough defensive matchup. I think Daniel Jones he could surprise in fantasy. I'm not on the bandwagon, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. 23, Cam Newton, who's going to be playing Miami. Now, reverse logic from the Fitzpatrick. Miami added a lot of pieces on defense. This is not the same defense as last year. They have one of the best secondaries in the league. Yes, in the league. They have Byron Jones on one side that they acquired from the Cowboys, right? Then they have Xavier Howard. So right there, that's an unbelievable cornerback tandem. And then they have a good secondary. They added Kyle Van Noy to a linebacker core. They added Shaq Lawson. It's going to be a good defense. It's underrated right now. So and Cam Newton hasn't played for like 2 years now, right? So we'll see what he has. And then number 24, Joe Burrow. All right, the rookie. He has more upside than a lot of people, but right now, can you trust him? I have him at 24. He'll be hosting the Chargers.
Well, I appreciate you giving me your top 24 quarterbacks in week 1. I definitely want to do a follow-up video for everybody to see what your rankings turned out. It'll be nice. But I think thanks for sharing and giving your rankings.
It's my pleasure.